Okay, good morning and welcome to Mo Knows featuring me, Monica Mo Justice. Oof, it's Monday. It's hot like heck. Hold up a minute. I'm getting old. That might be me perspiring. All right, I need my favorite peoples in here. We gotta make a decision, and I don't got that much time. They're here. They're still here. Um, so this is what I discovered last night after we got off the phone. After we got off the phone, hold on. I gotta finish zipping up this dress. Oh my god. I go through this every time I do dresses. Every time I do them. Please hold. I need that. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's what a woman's worth. All right, let me try to get the chat. It's gonna black out for a second. Okay, welcome back and good morning. It's me, Mo. All right, so here we go. All right, so see, I'm late. I'm tardy to the party. Is it not spinning? Oh, I don't need my pants to break. Hold on a second. Well, that is crazy. All right, let's see. I got a double fan, and the double fan is not is not spinning. Number one. Okay. Number two. Oh, y'all gonna make me work for it this morning. All right. Hmm. All right. This is a dumb duddy. All right. Let me go over here, over here, over here. All right. I have one story. Well, I have a few stories this morning. Uh, but one of them I am not gonna cover. I'm gonna reach out to somebody else, and I'm gonna because I don't have a baseline for it, and sometimes on I don't think it's a type of story I cover as well. I don't cover. I've never I've never done any environmental stuff here, right? Because I'm not environmentalist, right? But this is an interesting development, and I want to, and I think she would cover it better. Or she's probably, and I just haven't seen the video, she probably has covered that topic before and has more detail than I have. Good morning, Evolve, than I have on the subject. I was just saying, you guys are going to make me work for this morning. Okay. So, Evolve, I decided to read the instructions after we did the whole thing last night. And this is what I discovered. I did everything correctly. The only thing I probably would have tried while we was doing this is I would have tried to see if when I put the gel on, when I put this glitter gel, could I have put the glitter gel down first and put the gems inside the gel and then cured it and see if they would stay. Right? I should have tried that. So I'm going to see today if I could go to Walmart and pick up some fake nails because they probably got them for 99 cents and try it and come back with it. Now, second thing I learned after I read all the stuff last night is that, and I'm going to make sure I throw away all this stuff, is that I did everything right with one exception. Remember, we kept sticking the hand in there because I was trying to cure it. It cures in 45 seconds with the LED lights, right? That stickiness is not wet. It's not the wet. It's not wet. You're supposed to wipe it. So because there are two types of gel that they use in the salon. They use the one that leaves a tacky finish, and if you notice afterwards they normally go and get Windex or something and wipe it off your nails. Now I'm finding out that's some shit is called Purify, but I always thought that was Windex that was inside that bottle. And they removed the tacky coat that's on top of the nail. So that's what that was, a tacky coat. And when I removed the tacky coat with the Purify, it shines. Let me see. So it has a little glycerin with it. So now I have to decide if I want to do all of them with the little glitter on top, and yeah, all of them, or if I just want to leave well enough alone. But I'm going to have to do it on this finger because it looks odd not to have it and I have the glitter on the other finger. So I'll do that before I leave out this morning. But I just want to I wanted to put everything away. With the exception that I put this in a drawer. And that's it. Okay. I feel like I'm missing something, but I feel like I'm missing something. Power of the vote. Did you see what happened in Houston, Texas? Oh, I know what story. Few things. Power of the vote. Somebody won an election, a local election, by 12 votes. I think the new person beat the incumbent by 12 votes. I don't know if they do a
Mr. President. Yesterday evening, I had the opportunity to invite 100,000
Mm. You know, Dem or pub. Oh, I actually I think this was really a local race. Hold on. So I think it was like for some position that was, but I hear what you're saying. Let's see if it was a Democrat over a Republican. I was listening to Rain and Woman this morning, and she was making me be reflective.
As you know, the runoff results are in. The majority of Houston City Council will now be women.
City
In
Council.
District H, Carla Cisneros held on to her seat by only 12 votes. Stephanie Whitfield explains what comes next.
Oh, she held on to her.
A dozen votes. That's all that separates Houston City Councilwoman Carla Cisneros.
I'm feeling good. It's nice to be on top.
And her opponent, Isabel Longoria.
And in this case, we don't know yet.
Because of the razor thin margin, Longoria isn't conceding the race for District H quite yet.
We know we're still waiting on mail-in ballots overseas and military ballots coming in. And actually, anyone on election day who voted and had any kind of discrepancy, they have 5 days to make sure that that vote is counted.
The Harris County Clerk's Office confirms the results are not official until all mail ballots are counted, but they don't know how many are for the North Houston district. The canvass of the election is scheduled for Friday.
Every vote does count, and we need more people to understand that. And if they did, I think voter turnout would be higher because every single vote counts.
If the numbers hold, Cisneros has less than a 1% lead, but that is enough for her to lead District H for another term. Stephanie Whitfield, Kate.
CIS. CIS. Good morning. Hey, Rain and Woman. I was just talking about you. No, she's not. She's here in the United States. She's in Texas. You know, I follow Texas stuff because I think Texas is where martial law type stuff is going down. As an example, I just think Texas is out of control. I'm not even gonna lie. Um. Oh, Carla. Oh, I don't even know. I just want a question came and I don't know. Um. I'm trying to find an imprint article to see if she's. They don't list their. They don't mention their parties in the article. But they do say in the well, that's what the other person is, the other person, but I don't know if the other person is a man or a woman. So that's already messing me around because he oh, wait a second. What was the name? Isabel Longoria, right? But I'm sorry, she sounded all right. I'm gonna leave that alone. Cause they say it will. So this is listen to how the article starts out, right? And then you'll see why I'm confused. He starts off saying something about it will remain all Republican now.
As you know, the runoff results are in. The majority of Houston City Council will now be women. In District H, Carla Cisneros held on to her seat by only 12 votes. Stephanie Whitfield explains what comes next.
So it says will now be the majority will now be women. But that so is am I to believe that if she didn't win, if these were both women, it wouldn't have mattered. The majority still would have been women. But listen to the other candidate's voice. Y'all gonna kill me
This
for
close
this.
race.
We know we're still waiting on mail-in ballots, overseas and military ballots coming in, and actually anyone on election day who voted and had any kind of discrepancy, they have 5 days to make sure that that vote is counted.
And then they're waiting on the overseas vote, right? This is what the other person looks like. But his name is or her name is Isabella. Um we'll have to look into this further. Anybody know? So I won't be sounding like I'm just like I'm funny. I don't know. I'm messing with this container stuff. I'm not doing the one that has the multiple I'm not putting no more gems in on here because I've decided that when I go back to the lady, this shit right here is annoying though. So all of them are gonna pop all out all over the place again when I do the other thing. All right, that's about it on that level. So I feel like the nail experiment was a success. And I'm proud of myself. I tell you, these green shits got all over the place. All right. Anyway, that's what we did. That's what we got. I need to see. I need to see the hourly forecast to see if it's gonna rain to figure out what I'm gonna put on my feet. Do 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 do. All right. Another thing I wanted to speak on today, and it's a case I will follow. It's two things I wanted to say this morning. So thank you for stopping in. Um about this next case. Apparently, uh a college student, a Bernard college student, uh, was murdered um a couple of days ago here in New York City. Now, if you're not familiar with New York, Bernard College, uh, it's very hard to get into the Bernards as an elementary school, and it also has a college. So this is something uppity. I went to check the weather. Hold on a second. Let me check the weather. Oh, I thought I had a widget for that. That's interesting. I don't have a widget for it. We'll have to make one. The hourly. Okay. Let me put myself in. Yes. And that's why we're going to follow it. Eight p.m. rain and snow. So I'm gonna be driving tonight in rain and snow. 2 a.m. it'll turn to rain. Okay. That's all I wanted to know. Good morning, King of Foe. Okay, so yes, I want to talk about that thing. I missed you yesterday when I was doing all this nail stuff. And I was in here making a hot hell of a mess with myself. And I'm still gonna do one more nail. Good morning, Miss Tawana. I fixed it. I got my bling. I got my bling that I wanted. Anyway, don't everybody act all excited for me at the same time. Okay. Yes, I want to talk about that, and I want to follow that story because they arrested a 13-year-old, and the police got a statement out of him. How is that possible when 13-year-olds need to be in the presence of their parents to give statements? But one of the biggest tricks that police departments do so that I could just tell parents is when they detain your child and they have you speak to your child on the phone in their presence, or you're just in a room at the precinct talking to your child, do not ask any direct questions of your child about the incident until you have gotten your child an attorney. And then only your child and the attorney can talk to each other, because that is attorney-client privilege. If there is a third person present, like you, the parent, anything he or she says to the attorney in your presence makes you a witness, and you're subject to be called, because the privilege is only between the attorney and the client, and the client becomes the child. So I hope I make that clear. If you speak to your child on the phone when they calling you down there, do not ask your child any questions like, did you do this? What happened? Any of those things. Say, shut up. Shut the fuck up. I'm coming down there to whip your ass. That's what you say to them. No, you say, shut up. Don't say another word. Don't say nothing until I get there. Then when you get there, don't you ask still any questions about the incident. Just when you're going to take your child home. And you reiterate to them, don't say nothing, whatever, because all of that stuff is recorded. And if he gets an admission at that point, it is hard to pull this back. It's hard to pull that. It's hard to pull that back. If you get one admission out at that point, and they normally, because I'm saying to myself, how did they get that the 13-year-old said he didn't do it, his friends did it? So I was like, oh, that's when your mama comes in there or your daddy, and they said, what the hell is going on? And you say, because they said he didn't have anything to do with it. His friends stabbed the girl. Now, why are kids stabbing? Why are 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds running around here stealing and stabbing shit? Because you people are running around here talking about some damn Christmas, talking about materialistic things and things that you don't really need. Now, we're going to go look up the story, but I want to first so see, I told y'all those curls were going to disappear today. I wasn't going to be looking like what's her face today, but I'm going to try not to comb it out because I'm waiting to get to the Thursday party where Daisy Fuentes is going to fuck everything up. But anyway, all right. Okay, so that's my look for today. As I get ready for work. All right, that's one. Bye, King of All. All right. I'm gonna put this gel thing on my. I'm gonna put the glitter one on my on the finger that I put the glitter on this morning. Well, that went low. Anyway, so that I have the glitter on that finger, so they could look consistent, because I can't have inconsistent. I can't have inconsistent nails. They gotta be consistent for a balance. Where's my garbage bag? I just was using it. Oh, here it is. That's my friendly advice. And again, choke this up in the column of common sense and dealing with the police. You don't want your child to have any to be accused of giving any statements. What is going to, because this is Bernard, This school is a Bernard school, which means money. Let me go this way. Money is behind. This is a heavy hitter in New York. A heavy hitter. The victim, coming from out of that environment, um, they are going to lean hard to get a conviction. And that means they're going to try to transfer these juveniles out of juvenile um, into criminal court. Now, somebody might be saying in their head, well, damn, Monica, they accused of killing somebody. And what's the difference between juvenile court and criminal court? And here's the difference: life. Even though the Supreme Court has now said that anyone under the age of 18 who commits a capital crime cannot be sentenced to death. That means they cannot be executed, but it doesn't mean they cannot spend a lifetime incarcerated. And in many states, a life sentence is 99 years. And of the 99 years, you're eligible for parole at half the time in most states. Each one varies. But and that's the age when all this shit starts to happen. Anyway, that's the age when all this shit starts to happen. When boys go out and play with other boys, and some shit just happens. That's where it all begins, at 13 and 14. Um and Bill de Blasio, he's going to say it's unbelievable to me. I'm going to go to the good old New York Times. He appeared in court on murder and robbery charges. Detectives believe two other teens took part in the stabbing, an official said. The murder suspect walked into the courtroom on Friday wearing black sweatpants, Air Jordan sneakers, and a navy hoodie. He bit his bottom lip nervously as a court officer asked his name, then his age. I'm 13, he said. The deadly stabbing of an 18-year-old Bernard College student, Tessa Major, as she walked in a park near the school's Manhattan campus, has jarred New York City, recalling an era decades ago when violent street crime was far more common. But also shocking have been revelations about ages of two of the suspects. They are 13 and 14 years old. This makes what was already an excruciating tragedy even more painful, said City Councilman Mark Levine. I know him. That's charitable. Who represents the neighborhood where Miss Majors was stabbed. You now have families on both sides of the horrific crime who are facing devastating loss. Osoyo. Osoyo. Miss Majors, a first year college student from Virginia who was interested in journalism and played in the rock band, was walking through Morningside Park in Upper Manhattan on, okay, Morningside Park. When I stayed in the shelter, Morningside Park was like 3 blocks down. So Morningside Park is between, all right, Saint Nick and something. No, it's after Saint Nick. It's the next block after Saint Nick. It's the next block over. In court on Friday, or 2 blocks over from there. In court on Friday, a detective laid out a chilling account of the struggle that ended with Miss Major's death. One of her assailants pulled a knife. Well, there's a hospital right there at Morningside Park, though. Sounds like the Junior story. Um, One of her assailants pulled a knife and stabbed her several times. As the group fled, Miss Major staggered up a flight of stairs out of the park. Yes, that park is low. That park is on a hill, but down. So you have to walk down to get into the park and walk up. But when you first enter that park, it's ground level if you come from like the St. Nick side and you walk up, you're walking upstairs. I used to park my car over there because there was more parking by the park. Um, One of her assailants pulled a knife and stabbed her several times as the group fled. Miss Major staggered up a flight of stairs out of the park and onto the street, where a campus security guard found her. A folding knife with the blade roughly 4 inches long was found nearby and was being tested for DNA and fingerprints, a law enforcement official said. At Friday's hearings, Detective Vincent Signoretti testified that the 13-year-old boy, whom New York Times is not naming, you can't name him because he's 13, is not naming because he is not being charged as an adult. So when they charge him as an adult, we will know his name, is what they're saying. Told the police that he and 2 other teenagers had gone to Morningside Park specifically to rob people. Stupid ass. They followed the man with the intention of robbing him and decided not to. You know why y'all decided not to? He's gonna beat the shit out of y'all if y'all did. Or maybe he just ain't had shit, broke man walking. Okay, they followed a man. The trio later spotted Mrs. Majors in the park. The boy told Detective Sarah Reddy that he watched his 2 friends grab the student, put her into a chokehold, and remove items from her pockets. Then, shortly after 7 p.m., the boy watched as his friend slashed the young woman with the knife, and feathers from the stuffing of her coat came flying out. The boy was arrested on trespassing charges on Thursday evening in the building near the park and interviewed by detectives with his uncle present. I just needed that to settle in. Okay, I just needed that to settle in again. His statements led investigators to the other suspects, one law enforcement official said. One of those suspects, who is 14, was detained and interviewed on Friday. A second official said that he had a lawyer present when he was interviewed. I just want some of this stuff to marinate. The third suspect is believed to be the person who stabbed. Unfortunate for the third dude, isn't this? The third suspect is believed to be the person who stabbed Miss Major and, as of Friday evening, was still being sought. The 13-year-old, who lives in Harlem and is 5 feet 5 inches tall, has not been formally charged with the crime. A judge ordered he be held until Tuesday, when he is due back to court for another hearing. He's expected to be arraigned eventually on charges of second-degree felony murder, robbery, and criminal possession of a weapon. Dumbass uncle. Okay, Rachel somebody, an attorney for the New York City, said at a hearing that the allegations were the most serious charges that can come before a family court. Under New York state law, minors charged with intentional murder can be tried as adults. But the 13-year-old will be prosecuted in family court because he is facing a charge of felony murder, meaning that he is not accused of stabbing the woman, but of taking part in robbery during which Miss Majors was killed. Second-degree felony murder. The boy's lawyer, Hannah Kaplan, with the Legal Aid Society, said the police did not have any evidence beyond the boy's statement. The police did not have any evidence beyond his statement. Where's that uncle so I could pop him in the nose? She added that he had never been arrested before. I don't even know why that makes a grain of difference. There is no allegation my client touched the complainant in this case. He was merely present when this took place. The skinny teenager sat at the defense table, slightly hunched over, as public defenders whispered into his ear during the hearing. The boy's aunt and uncle, I can't even pronounce this shit, Sequoia Carr and Roosevelt Davis, who are his guardians, sat directly behind him. Mr. Davis appeared to wipe away tears. Crickets. After the hearing ended, a court officer placed handcuffs on the 13-year-old, tightening them to fit his slender wrists. They fucking him up. Reached by phone, another aunt, Sonia Davis, said she did not believe the boy took part in the murder. Why y'all even talking? No, I don't think he did this. Not at all. Of Miss Major's killing, she said, I do feel bad for her and the family. Oh, she was a pretty young lady. The seemingly random killing of Miss Majors in the park of symbolic importance to the community surrounding it rattled university students and other city residents. It's just crazy, said Tyrone Singleton, 53, a building superintendent who lives near the park. It's sad they took this girl's life for nothing. I'm ready to get up out of here. Miss Majors grew up in Charlottesville, Virginia, and had just moved to New York for her first semester of college. She spent her weekends singing and playing punk rock. She and her band, Patient O, had just put out their first. T, are you ready? What? So why you ain't say something? Their first album in the fall, and they had played their first New York City concert in October. Her father, who goes by his middle name, is a novice and teaches creative writing at James Madison University in Virginia. We are devastated by the senseless loss of our beautiful and talented Tess, her family said in a statement on Friday. We are thankful for the incredible outpouring of love and support we have received from across the country. The park where Miss Rages was stabbed near the campus of Bernard College and Columbia University is in a precinct in Harlem that has grown safer over the years, with major crimes declining drastically there over the last 20 years, according to the police data. The precinct had only one other murder so far this year. It's terrifying to think that they could that could happen anywhere. Mayor Bill de Blasio said at a news conference on um, Thursday. It's unbelievable to me that that could happen here, next to one of our great college campuses. But residents have raised concerns about persistent crime in Morningside Park, even as the neighborhood around it improves and playgrounds and ball fields replace desolated patches once strewn with crack and wood crack vials. Earlier this year, several people reported that they had been approached from behind in the park and punched by young people. As of Sunday, there had been 20 robberies reported inside Morningside Park or on its perimeter this year, compared to 7 in the same period last year. So Mr. Levine, the city councilman, said officials needed to do more to keep the park safe, including filling gaps in lighting and posting surveillance camera coverage, which he called spotty. Since June, 5 people have been reported being robbed on the near on or near the staircase on 116th Street and Morningside Drive near the location where Miss Majors was stabbed. Recently, the police said several teenagers have been arrested in a pattern of robberies in the area. Um, Crazy, absolutely crazy. Um, I do want to take the opportunity to remind people here that I cover justice all the way around. Justice for the victim and justice for the accused. So do not find deference because I'm explaining to people their rights. Or emphasizing your right. Hey, Boogie. And just know that as a parent, I'm just telling parents, in this particular case, it's not because I don't believe that the boys shouldn't be, if they are the ones that committed this heinous act. This is what you call a heinous act. If they committed this heinous act, that they should not be brought to justice. That they should not, but there is due process. And just by adhering to due process makes it fair for innocent people eventually. But it doesn't preclude somebody from paying their debt to society. Or due process is important, and you have to understand what it means and be a respecter of it. Anyway, more to come on this. This is Mo. I've got to go.